Yep, everybody.
What up, everybody?
Everybody. Everybody, yeah.
Look at this. Look at this thing. This monstrosity on Mount Olympus.
I'm just transferring these wires to another one down here. Let's flip it like this so that they equal up, I guess. Alright. So get that as thin as we can get it. Oh man, I need my glasses. No, that's not going in.
It's not going in.
117 years old.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with you. Woman.
Here we go. And the red one will go in the center.
I bet. Getting old.
And I think let's do that one a little bit more.
So, Jiminy,
What's up, man?
we got some action. Oh, you're the action.
Yeah. There we go. We got the last one in. And what this thing does is it takes the AC, it rectifies it, then it amplifies it, and filters it through all these caps. And what it really does is it goes AC1 goes up this side and it's 10 caps, these 10. AC2 goes up this side and it's these ones.
What up, Kyle?
Hey, what's up, my man? I blew out my thing. I had to get another one. I don't even know. I think it's because I tried to plug it back into the main power without a diode. Whoa.
Oh, man.
Shit. Dude.
Was it scary, my man?
Is your house still intact? Your living quarters?
Good.
Nice. I took it for granted, but maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I remember one time here in Michigan we had.
A few tornadoes in the neighborhood across the street from us.
Yeah, and you were over there at that
Yeah,
time.
two of them. One
Um,
dropped in my friend's house. I was over at another friend's house, and it's like down the street.
I totally saw it because we were across, probably half quarter mile away.
It's freaky
Yeah.
because you hear noises like it all the time, but then it doesn't stop revving up.
Oh, I was gonna say that trick.
My ex fell out and ran
Yeah,
away.
but our trash can blew away then too. That was well, not it blew across the street for sure.
Oh man, yeah, blew across the street.
Because I saw it and I went to go grab it, and that's when I saw the tornado across the road. I'm like, holy smoke!
Yeah, it was ripping shingles off my buddy's roof. All right, we are good, and I'm hoping that this thing will you get enough energy out of this coil to run a light or a motor. That's what I'm hoping. I'm glad to hear you're okay, man.
Mm-hmm.
These tornadoes. These tomatoes. Let's see here. I'm running out of connects.
We need more connects.
Well, here, let's watch this magnificent machine
Do it.
outrun the load and keep it lit without making it blink. Let's watch that real quick. We're gonna do it at 10.
10 volts in.
10 volts in.
See if I can get that on the
I can do it at 11 for sure. I've never tried it at 10. But I'm sure we got this.
Hey everybody, welcome to the channel.
Hey, what's up? See, there goes the light.
Yeah, nice one.
And we're continuing to pick up speed. That is awesome.
Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And drop a comment if you're wondering what's going on.
What's up, son?
Can I use the chair out there to put it in my gaming room?
In your room? Yeah.
Yeah, like a place to sit down.
Yeah, that's cool.
Look at how bright that light is now. Wow.
Yeah, that's a 35-watt light bulb. It's LED. LEDs typically take more, less wattage. I'm not exactly sure what I'm trying to say even. I was working with one of the incandescent bulbs, one of the older bulbs, and they're 120 volts. So, yeah, that's, I don't know, that could be, and I don't even know if at this point that light would light up 120 volt.
What's up, Justin?
This is a 0-1 pulse motor, an on-off pulse motor. There's always going to be a coil on in this pulse motor. This is 10 volts in. We got a load, 35-watt load, and we've got. Let's get a tachometer reading on this. Check the RPMs.
.686.
686 at 10 volts in with the load on.
And the load is 35 watts.
Yeah, these 4-filer coils hooked up parallel, they do quite a bit of damage. Anyway, I want to hook this coil up to the machine here and see if we can get those lights to light up.
Thanks, man.
Oh, I was looking at your video that you made early May. What exactly do you have hooked up in between your signal generator and your oscilloscope? What's in the middle? Is it your Tesla coil or is it the Rodin coil?
And Justin, if you're still there, do you know what a pulse motor is?
Yeah, sorry man, I didn't mean to.
Kale said the Rodin coil.
Oh nice dude, that thing is wicked. Wicked, man.
He says only jet pulse. So this is a 3D printed rotor. There's magnets inside of it. And then these are copper wire coils that are wound.
Radio style.
Yeah, and some of them have different gauges in them. And then we hook all the gauges into a circuit. So it's and he it's complex sometimes.
Yeah, that night after we were playing with this thing, I hooked it up to the main power supply without a diode, and it totally stopped working. I forgot to put the diode in so it wouldn't back into the device.
There's a nice look. It's all levitating with these
Yeah, here go the lights. The lights are lighting up.
nice. It's working.
It's working.
So we gotta take it easy. You know what the max is, maybe.
Yeah, just don't put it back in the direct current.
So that's a good question, Justin. What's the end goal? A lot of people do ask. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me what's your end goal, and I didn't start with an end goal. I don't have an end goal at the moment. I'm just seeing what I can make work. Yeah, I mean, I've had people say that it looks kind of like a Bernini style motor, and maybe it does.
And you can watch the progression of his self-learning on the channel. We've been posting it, and most of us that are doing this as a hobby do it that way right now.
It hasn't consumed me yet, so I don't see like there being too much of an issue without having a goal at the moment. That might change in the near future. But right now, there's basically just three goals. You got motion with your drive circuit. You got induction generation with your induction coil. That's lighting the light right now. And then you got BEMF, which is turning this thing on right now. And I'm going to try and run another pulse motor just like this with this thing over here.
And then so now he's saying applications. So he's given some of the specific things that you've talked about.
Oh yeah, that's one application for what I was going to do with all the stuff is to see if I can use one to run another. You having trouble?
I'll keep him entertained.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah. And then so lots of different random experimentation. We have the coils are getting more complex, and we do have a coil winding machine here that has a pedal. So it's definitely helping the process and raw material. So and then the bases were 3D printed, so it works kind of well with the height. And then we can 3D print out different level. Right.
I thought
Here we go.
he meant using one of these chairs,
Oh yeah.
but he wanted to use the big computer chair
Oh, no doubt. All
in the
right.
closet, and I'm like, no, we're not going to put that in the closet.
All right.
I wish I could help him out, but I can't.
I understand. So, Justin was asking about some applications you could use this setup of technology
Well,
with.
honestly, I see it being useful in a steering wheel, or not in a steering wheel, but in a hubcap, or part of a wheel.
Oh, yeah, nice.
You get it going at high speeds, and you have some kind of stator around the wheel. It's more like a hubcap than anything else.
I could.
And
Oh man, That's awesome.
And it doesn't do anything directly, but it charges things. You know, it charges that electricity is running the light, but it could be charging a battery. You know, it could be doing lots of things, but definitely the application is to spin fast, and the faster you spin with the stator on the outside, the more you're going to generate. Just because you might get more out, but it isn't. It just looks like it's more out. A buddy of mine, you know, he broke it down to me and it broke my heart, but yeah, he basically said, as soon as you turn it on, you lose 90% of your power and energy before it even gets to the rotor. Okay? 90%.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pure heat loss.
So you got to find a way to make all that back.
Make it back, or, you know, but yeah, man, I mean, but it balances out.
Right.
It balances out at unity. See, this is the interesting part right here. The BEMF coil. If you can harvest that, you'll definitely get to unity, if maybe not above unity. If you factor in other forces, there'll be natural forces that'll push you over unity.
Right. So being able to harness that in an application
Like this rotor
is awesome.
is more likely to do it than a smaller one because it has great flywheel capabilities. So it'll keep spinning, you know, it'll keep spinning for a long time after.
I've always thought that, yeah, flywheel tech in moving vehicles would be beneficial, but I don't know if the cost is
For like long-term
outrageous.
trips, keeping those things spinning would be beneficial, and they'll keep spinning. Like if you have to stop, they'll continue to spin after you've stopped because of flywheel technology. 13 volts in right now. And you can see, maybe not. There's not a lot of torque in these coils. Not these coils. You would want to go all the same gauge for more torque. Probably a 22 gauge to a 26 gauge.
They're definitely in there, yeah.
Maybe a 24 gauge. This is a 26 gauge coil. It has awesome torque. It's well, I mean, you know what we can do? Give it a torque test and we'll stop it. We'll see how long it takes to get up to speed. We'll turn the light completely off. So it won't be a load on the rotor right now. Alright, so do we want to josh around, start low, or do we want to go like all the way up to 20 to start?
Justin?
I'm just testing to see how much torque.
Do 20.
20. And this is like with a trigger, you know, it starts at 20. It's like having a moped that you take the pin out of, and when you kick start it, you're automatically going 22 miles an hour. Like boom, like that. So this is kind of like that. We're already generating 170 volts. What do you think? I'm gonna turn that down.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
And then that wasn't even revved up all the way. We were generating 250 volts of AC electricity right there.
My bad, that's over here. I didn't get that in there.
Oh, let me turn this one off. We'll have to do that again, but it's off now. I mean, or it's down to 11 volts. And that'll even out real soon. I'm hoping.
Yeah, it is. Yep. It's going back up.
Alright. 13.7 volts in. But there's no load on it right now. We want to put a load on it and see how fast it's still going to go. See how many volts we'll still get. This is going to go down so quick. Yep. What is it?
40, 38. But the light's bright.
Light's bright. And this is juiced up, man. This is juiced up and ready to go. Alright, so that's leveled out. That's how fast it'll go with the load. At 13.7. Oh, it's kind of still slowing down, right?
Well, I can hear a hum. Getting low hum, yeah.
So I figured out that it's actually like 15 volts that you need to overcome the load. So 13.7 won't do it.
And this is at 13.7 volts.
And I've opted to have all 4 strands of the 4 filer coils in the drive and have the external sensor coils, trigger coils. And that's just one way to hook these things up.
Yeah, I'm like, read those ones.
All right. Hey. Me too, man. Straight up. It's getting to be that time of day.
So for the perpetual motion piece, I'd say no. There's always loss right now. But we don't know if a convergence of things would be able to bring it above even.
All I know is that this alone it'll never happen.
All right.
There's no way.
Because of that initial loss in the beginning.
The total loss. The
Yeah,
loss
there's
at the
all-
end. I mean, you just turn a light on, let it go in a certain amount of voltage, and it's going to eventually stop.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you turn it up to 15, you got power going through it, it carries a load, and it continues to move. So.
But we're definitely working on it. No, I mean everybody's working towards something, but that one is.
Yeah, I'm definitely not working on it. We might be
Right.
working on it.
Yeah, like in my mind, kind of, but no. My only thing is additive, but
If I bump into something that I'm going to keep on doing what I do, and if I bump into something that's really, really cool, I will definitely show it with everybody. I'll share it with everybody. Like open source it, man. Like,
job. Have a good time at work. Like and subscribe. If you haven't, I know it's weird on a live. And drop by because we're doing this semi-frequently.
thanks, Justin.
More frequently.
All right.
My man. What's up, Miami?
What is this? This is a pulse motor. I guess I can't justifiably call it a Bandini pulse motor, but it has some similarities to a Bandini pulse motor.
And
It's
pulse
not as-
motor, there's magnets in this rotor, and then there's coils made from copper wire, and then all plugged into a circuit.
Power supply.
Power supply to make a circuit, excuse me.
It's all gravy. So we got 2 drive coils, and for each one of those coils we have 2 sensor coils. We've got a generator coil here that generates via magnet induction, and we got one over here which is behind the main drive coil, and this is BEMF collection, I do believe. Thank you, Miami. Alright, so
Check this out.
oh yeah, that's already up to 150.
And then the light's powered. That's a 35-watt light bulb.
And it's still increasing tremendous amount of speed.
You can hear that. And it's levitating. Kind of see that right there. See if I can get a better angle of that. Yep. Thank you,
Thank you.
Miami.
Thank you very much. Alright. That was 20 volts in. So that's not quite, this power supply's limitation is 24.9 or 25, but it can do 20 amps. So, but I can turn that all the way up, and we're not even gonna drop 0.8. We'll do like 0.7 at 25.
Interesting. Maybe it came through SMS.
Totally cool. All right. This is 5 volts.
Yeah, that's
Look,
more.
it's lighting the light, and it's still going.
That's mellow and chill, and it's a 35-watt. My goodness.
Now, what I know to be true is that the energy from this coil won't help this move any faster. It's not going to work. I've tried hooking it into every, part of every coil of any. It doesn't work. Now this one, I don't know. But I know when you do it with this one, it puts a load on the rotor that's unbeatable. And it doesn't really help with speed that much. I mean, if I got it wrong, I think I might have that wrong, because when you clip it to the red knob right there, you clip it into that little screw part right there. It doesn't help, is what I'm trying to say. And it should, but I think you gotta make it DC first, and then you gotta do a bunch of other stuff with it. So I think this is great, man. It's moving and lighting the light at 5 volts in. That's great. Let's see if we can get a tack meter reading.
What's up, Mike?
How's it going, my dad? Oh, look at that.
Reverse polarity. 222. That's 5 volts.
So that's with the load. That is so awesome. Let's turn the load off.
Oh, the black one. All right.
5 volts in. Here we go. So what is it exactly that I'm getting off of this coil back here? Mike, do you know? I'm getting like enough to light up these lights on this thing over here. Is that the flyback? Or is it just linked to the core somehow?
Yep, 5 max.
Sweet. So that's, if there's any such thing as like free or at least complete energy, it would be utilizing the flyback along with everything else. And I'm like a Black Hawk or Blackbird, you know, one of the really fast airplanes. It's like everything gets poured back into its speed and its forward motion.
He's reading them.
Oh, that's more than an LED though, Mike. With a drive coil momentum, as opposed to adding light. So you're talking about which light? The big light or these little lights over here? Just make sure to reverse the diode as the flyback polarity is the opposite of your source polarity. I see. Ah, so it is these lights right here that you're talking about. But why don't I just hook up the DC end of it to a drive coil? Is that what you're trying to say, basically? Or is it, I need to hook a reverse diode, a backwards diode up on the end of this. It's just a light showing that those capacitors are charged up. It's just an indicator light. Alright, now since it comes as a spike, should we use one of these? Or do we need like a Zener? Unfortunately, I don't have another drive. Well, I do have this coil, but it's totally different than these other two.
Okay, if you're sending it to a battery, you need a diode.
Okay.
If sending the flyback to a coil, you don't need a diode. Okay, got it.
But I've successfully, I think there's 10 volt capacitors hooked up on each one of these. Either alternating current 1 or alternating current 2. And right now I just have one hooked up, and it floods this way and this way as it floods up, so both of these sides are totally charged right now with the back EMF. That's totally stashed energy from this coil.
So I think this is the part. Yeah, this is those two are the part.
So have it not connected to the main, and have it just connected to this coil for its energy, correct? For its power? Nah, man. Well, I mean, for most people that's probably true, but it's like,
He'll put it on paper, and you won't be able to. It will be less clear. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be difficult or anything, man. I'm just saying.
But I mean,
So just clearly, this is how I learned and how I would probably teach too.
all right, your primary drive coil
Is this one right here?
will create a flyback pulse in opposite polarity,
So
where you can send that into a second coil.
but these are already all hooked up, so I would need a third coil. So these are literally
Yeah, send it to another coil. Right.
right.
Yep, that's right.
Now, do you think, since this is a 4-filer coil, that this will have enough energy to run all 4 strands with their own transistors, like these?
Then you give your primary drive coil a plus minus, and the flyback comes out as a minus plus.
Well, I understand.
Okay.
I totally get that. And that's it's I mean, so what you're telling me is this energy right here is the opposite of what's coming out of this coil right here. Or are you telling me that this won't capture the flyback as a spike, like having it directly connected to a coil will? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
All right, you ask him 4 questions, so let him answer.
Okay, my bad. My bad. I'm trying to. I think it'll work, honestly, if we just. What we gotta do is we gotta make a quadruple hookup to this thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Check it with the magnet. So a magnet that's.
We're looking for if it attracts or repels, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I just. Oh.
Okay. Off the corner.
Okay, so when you feel it push against the iron core, so that will be something very counterintuitive to what you're expecting.
And technically, bro, you can print out a core capsule that you can change the amount of filings that are in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, so you can hopefully be able to take the cap off and put it back on of one side. And that side should be out here, kind of thing. I don't know if there's any design that can do that.
No, not with iron filings. You need a solid uh,
Would even taped? Would tape be able to do the job, or do you think we'd need to get something different altogether? Here we go. Strong magnet. This is a strong one.
Oh, I can feel like a pulse, but it's definitely like not pushing.
Oh, you can feel pulse without a core.
Okay.
That one has a core.
Okay.
But
So
you can
like
still feel it, you're saying.
you're saying if the coil's made right, you can feel it without a core. Basically, right? Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah.
That's unreal, dude. Woo! All the way back here. Oh wow, man.
And that's what comes up on the oscilloscope.
I don't know, but that's pretty awesome.
All right, I want to feel it.
Yeah, it's real. It's pushing. But with that iron core, it's kind of strong.
Whoa! Oh yeah, the closer you get, the stronger it gets. And it's feeling like intense this far away. That's pretty cool, man.
Oh, it's definitely not rotor. Oh, you need to make sure. I know what he's saying. But I know that I know. I mean, with it being that far back, it's not reacting to the rotor. But definitely gonna check that point. You know, we're gonna make sure.
Yeah, man. Can you put that back?
Oh, and we're not done with it yet.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna make sure that the rotor mags aren't repelling. Well, they are. They are. Okay. So I was wrong about that. But that's. All right, let's turn it back up. Kind of give it a mediocre. Let it get spinning real quick.
Okay, yeah, we'll learn how to do that, the open source stuff. Because I figure, yeah, we can get good measurements and program
Oh,
it.
wow, dude.
Um, Trigger with Hall effect or read is the main system, or how would you consider your system? Or a trigger winding?
Well, currently it's being triggered by sensor coils with trigger winding. Two of them actually, one for each drive. It's the on-off
Sorry.
situation. You got a magnet onset and a magnet offset. So it will always have one of these coils will always be active. And that's the kind of point.
Trigger winding will never go bad.
That's true.
So let me get a close up right on that. There we go.
That's awesome too. Hmm.
The NPNs will, yeah. We've definitely run into that.
These NTEs haven't burned out on me yet, though. All right, so let's hook the oscilloscope up to this big coil and see what we got.
I got about 10 more minutes in me, man.
All right. Oh yeah. As I recall, these things can be. Hmm. I hate these crocodile clips, man. All right. It's not showing anything on that. So.
I'm trying to.
All right, so having it connected to both things is really eating the wave. There's not much wave here. 'Cause it's all being. Oh, here we go. But this is why I'm getting my other oscilloscope. Because, I mean, what does that even say? What does that mean? That's a lot of voltage, I guess, for spikes. The other one for me was easier to read. Alright, so for next time, I'm going to be setting up the other rotor for the other pulse motor, and I'm going to hook up that coil that I was showing you earlier. And I'm going to use the BEMF coil to run this pulse motor. At least that's what my objective is. Let one run the other.
Oh, cut it.
Alright, so
I like that idea. So we're
let me see if
testing
this
now.
rotor and that toroid are working together right now. Put this down over here. That's an AC cap. It's pretty big. 1000 capacitance, 100 volt, 110. Oh, it's perfect. It's meant to be. I mean, that's as simple as that. It floats, and that's what we need. We need it to float. And I don't have to change anything. Because when it floats, it takes a tremendous amount of pressure out the bearings if they're straight. These are a little grindy. There they go. There they go. See, I got that lithium grease on there. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but it works here. It's working. So I'll put all these 26 gauge strands are 215 turns long. So they're really short. I mean, there's 4 complete strands in there, and that. Look at that copper.
Not very much.
Not very much. And then I think we'll even use this as our trigger coil. Haha. Now we only need to hook up one strand at a time. We might not be able to even hook up one strand or more than one strand. I have had very little success on running another pulse motor with a pulse motor. Very little success. No success. But I have a feeling it's going to change with this, because what it does is it amplifies, it rectifies, and it filtrates AC electricity, DC electricity that people would consider motor ready. So I think that's awesome. Oh, bro. Yeah. So that's for our next live stream. I'm going to have this rotor and these 2 coils running with the BEMF or the reverse flyback, running this motor, and I might even throw it back, throw it back to this motor. And have it just, juggle a little bit. As long as the circuit doesn't cross at any point, it should work out. But, I mean, first things first, we gotta get this one moving under the power of this one. Alright. Thanks, y'all. I really appreciate you sticking around. And yeah, man, we're gonna utilize the flyback to try and run this pulse motor over here.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Centering these things is a challenge. Yeah, truly. Especially when they don't fit snugly around the shaft. Alright, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Bye now.